2024, an election year like no other. The nation stands at a crossroads, deeply divided. The political landscape mirrors the anxieties of its people. On one side, the Republicans, a seemingly united front behind their controversial figurehead, Donald Trump. His return to the political arena surprised many, but his grip on the party's base remains ironclad. The Democrats, on the other hand, faced a different battle. Initially, President Biden's re-election campaign seemed like a sure thing. He represented stability, a calming presence in a turbulent world. But recent polls painted a different picture. Biden's approval ratings had taken a hit. The economy, while showing signs of recovery, wasn't quite where it needed to be. The American people were restless. The stage was set for a dramatic showdown. The Republicans, fueled by Trump's populist rhetoric and a clear enemy in the radical left, seemed energized. The Democrats, meanwhile, carried the weight of incumbency and the burden of uniting a fractured nation. The nation held its breath. The Democratic National Convention, usually a celebratory affair, had an undercurrent of tension this time. Then came the news that shook the nation. President Biden announced he would not seek re-election. The reasons were unclear, shrouded in speculation and whispers. Some pointed to his age, others to the relentless attacks from the right. Whatever the reason, Biden's decision sent shockwaves through the party and the country. The immediate question was, who would step into the void? The answer came swiftly: Vice President Kamala Harris. Biden, in a heartfelt speech, endorsed Harris as his successor, praising her tenacity, her intellect, and her unwavering commitment to the American people. The move was unprecedented. Never before had a sitting president stepped aside so close to an election, paving the way for his vice president. The Democrats, known for their meticulous planning and calculated strategies, were suddenly thrust into uncharted territory. Kamala Harris, a woman who had already made history as the first female, first black, and first Asian American vice president, now faced her biggest challenge yet. She accepted the nomination with grace and determination, her words echoing Biden's message of unity and hope. But the road ahead was daunting. The Republicans, sensing an opportunity, wasted no time in launching attacks. They painted Harris as inexperienced, too radical, too California for the rest of America. Within the Democratic Party, there was a mix of excitement and apprehension. Some saw Harris as the perfect choice, a charismatic and experienced leader who could energize the base and appeal to independents. Others worried about her ability to connect with working-class voters, particularly in crucial swing states. The stakes couldn't be higher. The election wasn't just about policy anymore, it was about the soul of America. It was about whether the country would continue down the path of division and rancor, or choose a different, more hopeful future. Section 4. The Lone Star State looms large. In the heart of this political storm, one state emerged as a key battleground: Texas. Traditionally a Republican stronghold, Texas had been inching closer to becoming a swing state. The changing demographics, the influx of young voters, and the growing dissatisfaction with the Republican Party's policies had created a sense of uncertainty. For the Democrats, Texas represented both a challenge and an opportunity. Flipping Texas would be a major coup, effectively ending any chance of a Republican victory. But it was a long shot. The Republican Party had a deep-rooted infrastructure in the state, and Trump's brand of populism still resonated with a significant portion of the population. The Democrats knew they had their work cut out for them. They needed to mobilize their base, persuade undecided voters, and chip away at the Republicans' grip on rural areas. It was a monumental task, but the possibility of turning Texas blue was a powerful motivator. Section 5. Texas Titans throw their weight. The battle for Texas wasn't just being fought on the national stage. Within the state, a different kind of power struggle was taking place. Texas, with its vast oil wealth and powerful business elite, had always been a major player in American politics. And this election was no different. On one side were the old guard Republicans, represented by figures like Governor Greg Abbott, staunch Trump allies who had benefited from the Republican Party's control of the state. They poured money into the Trump campaign, hoping to maintain their grip on power. On the other side, a new breed of Texas leaders was emerging. People like Beto O'Rourke, a former congressman who had come close to unseating Ted Cruz in the 2018 Senate race, represented a more progressive vision for the state. They saw the changing demographics, the growing inequality, and the urgent need to address issues like climate change. These Texas titans, with their vast resources and political influence, became key players in the 2024 election. Their decisions, their alliances, and their strategies would have a significant impact on the outcome, not just in Texas, but across the nation. Section 6, a crossroads for democracy. As the 2024 election entered its final weeks, the tension was palpable. The country was on edge, bracing for what many believed would be the most consequential election of their lifetime. The outcome in Texas, that crucial battleground, was still uncertain. Would it remain a Republican bastion, or would it embrace change and signal a new direction for the nation? The implications of a Trump victory were clear. It would embolden the far right, further erode democratic norms, and likely lead to more divisive policies. A Harris victory, on the other hand, would represent a repudiation of Trumpism, a rejection of hate and division, and a chance to heal the wounds that had divided the nation. The choice facing the American people was stark. It was a choice between two vastly different visions for the future. It was, in many ways, a referendum on the very soul of America. And as the clock ticked down to Election Day, the world watched, waiting to see which path the nation would choose.